Here is another update on my Trapjaw ant colony, the Odontomachus similimus. I have really enjoyed keeping this species, although it is a little demanding. I have gotten used to the requirements to keep them. The most difficult part of keeping Trapjaw ants is starting with the queen and working your way through the founding stages. Once you pass that and get the colony up to 5 workers, you'll have a manageable colony. The time for relaxation doesn't start there, though. It just means that you need to focus more on the setup and habitat requirements. With more individuals in the colony, care for the queen and broods will be exponentially better with the help of the workers, otherwise, brood development is sometimes stunted. This is because the queen ant is a difficult individual to please with food, refusing to eat as well as drinking the most delicious sugary water you can make. This is a quite common occurrence in royal Trapjaw ants. It will take much longer for broods to develop. The next stage you will face is raising them and keeping their numbers up, which is one of the most difficult parts, and having the right nest setup is the most important aspect of having a successful colony of Trapjaw ants. One of the interesting parts of the Trapjaw ants that I like most is their unique mouth part. This ant is so named because of its large mandibles, which spring shut, but what everyone doesn't know is that these mouthparts can also be used as a defensive mechanism. Trapjaw ants will snap their mandibles, allowing the ant to spring away from something it encounters. They also have stingers, which they only use when absolutely necessary. I have done a field test of this in a video. If you wish to watch it, you may click on the iCard at the end of the video. My first encounter with the sting of a Trapjaw ant had not been pleasant. I was working to get a new colony into a new test tube when, unknowingly, a worker was trapped at the cotton. She didn't manage to get herself unstuck, and I grabbed hold of the cotton. I received a painful sting on my middle finger as I was reinserting the cotton. I must have compressed the cotton sufficiently to cause it to sting me. The discomfort lasted 3 to 4 days, and I do not hold any grudge. In fact, I have learned to respect them even more. One of the perks of living in a tropical climate region is having the opportunity to encounter these species almost every day in patchy scrub. A nesting area is very recognizable after you have seen one because it looks like a collection of soil and small wood debris piled at the base of plants or tree stumps. I have encountered nesting areas around living shrubs around the neighborhood, on sidewalks, and even in malls, where I am seeing them more commonly in landscape settings. I was lucky to have discovered a Trapjaw queen without her wings just outside a mall parking lot last year, and I was able to start another colony in a test tube setup. A Trapjaw queen without wings will appear to be any other worker, but with trained eyes, I can tell she is unquestionably a queen. After spending a long time observing these species, catching, caring for, and giving them away, a queen without wings will be 100% fertile. A fertile Trapjaw queen will lay beige to yellowish eggs, indicating fertility, whereas a more white or cloudy egg does not. Trapjaw queens will lay eggs even if they are not fertile, which is very common among the Ponarhini genus of ants. So I went on to keep this colony for almost a year, and I just noticed that the queen wasn't laying any new batches of eggs for the past month. There were larvae and pupae, but no sign of new eggs. I was a little worried, and perhaps it was time for this colony of 15 workers to be transferred to a proper nest. After a week of relocating them in this new nest, I've already noticed a few clutches of new eggs. I was elated, and I knew the move was the right choice. I wanted to try a new setup, unlike the substrate nest I have for my OG Trapjaw ants colony, and that was the best setup so far for me in keeping Odontomachus species. It has been many years now without any problems besides fungus and mold outbreaks, which can be easily managed with that setup. This time, I went with a store-bought nest, but I still have reservations about using it. We'll see how things go as they progress. I'll be sure to update you on this colony in the future, but for now, this is their new home. Trapjaw ant is built with strong, menacing mandibles that could cause harm to smaller prey insects, but as you can see here, they are surprisingly gentle and nimble when it comes to handling the soft eggs and wriggly larvae around the nest. I cannot imagine how a trapjaw ant, as it is known scientifically, that can clamp its mandible shut at speeds of up to 200 km per hour and exert forces 400 to 500 times the ant's body weight can have such a delicate touch. I am trying to film for as little time as possible, as the bright light will cause them unnecessary stress, and since the queen has started laying eggs, I do not want her to stop. They have very accurate eyesight and are able to pick up a tiny larva. I believe their compound eyes play critical roles in determining what to snap at and what not to snap at. They are situated on both sides of the head and in front, allowing it to focus on the outline of the item in front and judge the timing of the attack when hunting prey. Although trapjaw ant eyesight is fair, when hunting, the sense of smell is the main force in judging the direction and confirming the location of its prey. Trapjaw ant also uses smell to distinguish between friend and foe. If they smell other ants in the vicinity, it causes them to be on alert. They are cautious hunters, therefore, when they are hunting in the wild, most of the time you will only see an individual searching for food alone. When you approach them, they will remain very still, and sometimes it is very hard to see them if they do not move at all under patches of grass. Generally, the trapjaw ant is not a fast-moving ant, and its climbing ability on smooth surfaces is close to non-existent. When it encounters danger or excitement, its actions become agile, and it will run away in the blink of an eye, so their speed should not be underestimated. Odontomachus, unlike other ant species, do not swarm their prey. When approaching the prey at close range, it will use its antenna to probe the prey as much as possible. If it thinks that the prey is not moving, it will quickly move closer and grab it, otherwise, the mandibles will clamp down and it will attack with the stinger. Although most of the time they are solitary hunters, at certain times prey may stumble near their nest, and you will see teamwork to subdue prey. Their feeding habits do not always involve hunting live prey, they are mostly opportunists as well. Scavenging anything food scraps they can find, and in fact, my trapjaw ants will eat the liquid, high-protein feed that I made for all my ant colonies. One misperception is that the trapjaw ant uses its jaw to eat, but in actual fact, when eating, it mainly absorbs food in liquid form from its mouth just below the tip of the head. Even if it captures insects, it uses its tongue to penetrate into the insect's body to absorb body fluids. Trapjaw uses the mandibles to cause damage and restrain prey items. Some larger prey have strong mandibles that do not cause immediate fatalities, and they will use their deadly stinger for the kill. Although it is not a concern for us, for a prey item, being stung by the stinger of the trapjaw ant is certain death. It is said that the trapjaw ant venom is even more potent than the wasp sting. The eggs have the appearance of ordinary ant eggs, but when they are transformed into larvae, they will be vastly different. They have strange spiny tentacles and appear to be mold particles at first glance. The larvae's spiny tentacles act as suction cups, allowing them to stick to the walls of the nest. You can see tiny specks of them everywhere. If this is the type of ant species you would love to have and are able to acquire, keep in mind the trapjaw ant production is extremely slow, and the number of ants in captivity is usually small. In the wild, they do get up to about 200 individuals, mostly from a single queen colony. Despite their slow reproduction rate, trapjaw workers live long lives. Therefore, this kind of ant is more ornamental and does not need to worry about expansion space. Thank you for watching the Ants Subang YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up if you liked this video. Till next time.